Alright, we're back for another episode of the Doomslayer saga, a series of videos where the Doomslayer is sent to different fictional universes and we discuss how it would work story-wise. Meaning, this isn't just going to be a whole, oh, Doomslayer is so-and-so strong, so he just steamrolls everybody. He still has that level of strength, but we're talking about how he would interact with the stories here, for those that want to try and be buzzkills and take away the fun from this. But out of all the characters in Akame ga Kill, we have the Doomslayer interacting with them. With Akame and her cursed blade, that's never going to be a factor if for whatever reason they were to fight, because correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the Doomslayer's armor indestructible, even to the characters in his own universe? Even if for some hypothetical reason you think the curse would be strong enough to affect Doomslayer, that would assume that she has any way of actually cutting him. Next, with Esdeath. Her ice powers might be a problem, mainly with the whole time freezing thing. Now yes, Doomslayer has dealt with very powerful entities, but I'm not sure if he's ever encountered enemies with time-based abilities. So an entity like Esdeath might be an interesting character, again, assuming that they fight. But Esdeath, again, it's been a while since I've watched Akame ga Kill, but I think she'd be smart enough not to mess with him. And in terms of the Emperor, Doomslayer's gonna humble this man. Because, I think he would not immediately be his whole rip and tear, destroy everything self, when he realizes that the Emperor is just being manipulated by another group. Sure, he's going to definitely humiliate and humble the Emperor, but then he's immediately going to go take care of the real people that were actually the in-charge people, rather than the Emperor, who was effectively just a figurehead. And when it comes to the group of the main cast, I honestly don't think that the Doomslayer is really going to work with them. Now, if they were on the same battlefield, I think that they would fight the same fights, where they were effectively on the same side. But when it comes to teamwork, that's not gonna be a thing with this group. A character like the Doomslayer, although I'm not saying he's not impossible to work with, but unless you are strong enough to pull your weight in a comparable degree to himself, he's really just going to let you exist beside him, but is never going to take orders from you. Now, I kinda gotta half agree, half disagree with the last thing that you mentioned. I do think he would be able to prevent a lot of the deaths, but I do still think a couple would happen, purely because the Doomslayer isn't able to get to them in time. Because unless we just give him all the knowledge of the series beforehand, which that really takes the fun out of it, then I think he would be informed of the situations when the cast is, and although he would probably be the first one to show up to help, I still don't think he would be able to stop every death from happening. Meaning, whichever ones you think are going to not be able to be helped, those people would still end up dying in the end, whereas the rest of them would be able to be saved thanks to Doomslayer's intervention. The real question, though, is which ones are going to be the hardest for him to reasonably prevent the deaths of? Whether that be the odds that person has of actually winning a fight, or just any situation that that character was in. What are the odds of each of those encounters where the Doomslayer would actually be able to get there and prevent said deaths from happening?